Hi everybody, this is Radia Set. Thank you for joining my channel. Basically what I wanted to start doing was just expressing a lot of things that have been going on in my life, and hopefully doing this, any viewers, if all or if any, will relate, and then we can just start an open dialogue. But even if we don't, the whole purpose of this is for me to help heal, self-heal past hurts and wounds. And the only way you do that is you have to face them, and you talk about them, and you bring them up in the open, and you figure out ways that you could have handled the situation a lot better, or you could have replied a lot better. So I'm starting this channel. I've already had it, but I really never delved into it because for the longest time I thought my mistakes were like very embarrassing, very hurtful, and putting this type of information out there is shameful. So I held it in for a long time. I didn't even express this or share this with my family. So that you bottle up emotions all the time, and it's not good. You explode. You have to have a release method for stress, especially when you feel overwhelmed. You have to have a release for it, and I didn't have it. Or if I did choose to have it, I chose to keep it in, because had I released the amount of pressure and stress that was on me, it was not going to good. It wasn't going to be a good response. So that's basically what these videos are about. So let's get started. The first video that I want to talk to people about, and maybe you can relate, is everybody has issues. Some issues are worse than others, but there is nobody on the face of this earth, not the highest paid entertainer in the world to the highest paid motivational speaker in the world. Everybody has issues, and to those individuals, those issues are severe. Some people don't think your issues are more severe. Of course, people who say, well, you could be dead, and that is true. You could be dead. But one thing I had a problem with was people knocking my issues as if they weren't more important than the other person's issues, and that's not true. Everybody's issues are their own, and everybody's issues need to be treated with the equal amount of respect. Even if you don't agree that those issues are severe, they are that person's personal storms, and you should never, ever, ever, ever in your life downgrade another person's personal storm. You never know what they are going through, or what they are currently going through at the time. So with this, new information, I've been going through a lot of things, and we'll talk about each of them individually in the videos, but through this journey and doing some research and reading and just looking online and listening to everybody else's personal stories, I'm not alone. And that's a relief, because when you feel like you're alone and you're stressed and you're overwhelmed and you have nobody to talk to, and those that you do want to talk to are the ones that caused you the greatest stress possible. Now you feel like you're in a situation where you're back up against the wall, and you have no release, and that's not true. First of all, if the people around you don't respect or they don't even have to understand, they just need to respect you as an individual going through your personal storms. And if they can't respect that, they don't have to see it, because some storms are silent storms. They're hidden storms. They're within. So they don't necessarily have to see it. But if you have mentioned to them, I'm going through some things, I just can't quite cope right now, and help me out by just whatever it is, and they don't, those people need to go. You need to reconsider the company you keep, and yes, that includes family. It's not going to be easy. I mean, you're already going through your own personal storm, and then you reach out for help to somebody, a family, a friend, a loved one, a boyfriend, a husband, doesn't even matter. And that is immediately knocked down by, oh, you'll be all right. You'll get over it. It's not that bad. That's not good. It diminishes your capacity of as a human to feel what you are entitled to feel. You are entitled to hurt. You are entitled to cry. You are entitled to be angry. These are relevant emotions that you are entitled to help cope or deal with whatever situation that you're going through. However, the key is not to stay in those emotions. Those emotions are only there to penetrate you for a certain amount of time. And then after you've healed or learned from that particular event associated with that particular emotion, now it's time for you to learn from it and move on. So in my journey, I bottled up a lot of my emotions because I was told I was overacting. She's being different. She's going through some things. She's having an episode. I have bottled a lot of my emotions up because that is the exact response that I get. And no matter, how you express yourself, it's not a phase that I'm going through. No matter how much you try to explain yourself, it just doesn't work. So, one, you just stop explaining. You insist. I'm going through something. I don't need to deal with this right now. I don't need to deal with that right now. I'm not trying to hear what you have going on right now. Just, hold your thoughts until a better time. And then when, I start feeling better, we can address it at that time. You demand it. If you are at a point in your life where you are really deep in the darkness, I mean a broad version of depression. I don't even call it depression. I've seen depressed. I don't know how to describe what I went through except being in a sunken place. A lot of things happening or that have happened, boom, 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 right after another. Things I couldn't even imagine. Things had at any other point in my life, had somebody said, oh, I just went through this and I just went through this, and I'd have been like, I couldn't even imagine what you went through. And those events actually happened to me. And I'm alive. I am okay. And I'm talking to you about personal storms and how you have every right to your emotions, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you don't have right to your emotions. You have all the rights in the world, and if they can't handle the way that you choose to deal with your emotions, you need to reconsider your company, family included. So everything happens to everybody. Nobody is free of pain and hurt and sorrow. It finds you. Pain finds you wherever you are. So you can be macho about it and try to hide your feelings or say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with me. But if deep down inside you really truly feel that hurt, that needs to come out. As long as you suppress it, you're killing yourself. You're killing your spirit. Slowly. So if there is a situation that you have been through, I don't care what it is or how small it is or how small other people think it is, if it has affected you in any way negative, point it out. Address it. Say it out loud like a blueprint. I did this. This is what happened. This is what was said. I don't feel good about it. Write it down. And then talk to yourself. You don't have to talk to nobody else. This is your personal self-healing. Write it down. Write what hurt you. What caused those particular emotions? Was it anger? Was it fear? Was it anxiety? Was it hopelessness? What particular emotion did that particular event cause you that has you out of your spirit, acting not like yourself? Talk about it. Talk to yourself about it. It's okay. I'm studying alchemy. I don't particularly follow religion. I do alchemy because it just makes more sense to me, and that is my personal choice. I'm not here to argue with anybody about my religious choice. It is what it is. It really is what it is. So with alchemy, you know, we have spirit guides. In religion, you have the Holy Ghost, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their religion. But in alchemy, I reach to my ancestors, my mom, my uncles, both my uncles, my great-grandmothers, and all the ancestors that preceded me. I call out to them because they have been through the times. They know situations. They know outcomes of situations. They have insight and visions, and I want those visions and insights. So I always ask my ancestors, please help me with the situation. And I use tarot cards. And tarot cards are nothing spooky. They're nothing witchcraft-ish. Talking about the spirit worlds and demons and ghouls. Although that does exist, you have to have intentions to communicate with that side, and I don't. My intentions are purely to give me guidance on how to live my life to the fullest. I don't take any advice or insight from people because their intentions are never pure. There's always some type of catch-22 in there, so I seek within myself. And I use tarot cards. You know, I ask a question, like for example, you know, I just got over a really bad ordeal here at home, and it tore me up terribly during the ordeal. But when I reached my breaking point, I really, the pain was not the same. The pain was not as torturous anymore. It was almost to the point where this has to happen. This has to happen. So after that happened, I immediately, in my grief and choices, accepting the choices or the choice that I just made, I went to my spirit guides and said, I need you to help me out. Am I going to be okay? Is this going to have a profound effect on in my life and the way I see things and people? I really want to know. And I found my answer. You know, you ask the question and your question is answered. So don't, whatever you do, don't feel bad about the choices you make in life. Don't feel bad about the way you feel. Don't be mad about or feel bad about actually going through the process of saying, well, should I do this? If I make this decision, this is going to hurt this person and this person. If I say this is going to hurt this person and person. What you're doing is called self-betrayal. You're so worried about everybody else's emotions and feelings. You're not even considering yourself. Always consider yourself first. Always. I don't care if it's a husband, a boyfriend, a mother, a brother, a sister, a cousin, a grandma, an uncle. I don't care if it's a person at your job, if it is a bishop, if it is a police officer, if it is a judge. If you were wronged and it causes you a physical reaction other than joy, you have to address it. And you have to get it out there. You don't have to get it out to that individual person that caused you pain. That never works. Because if they didn't feel anything was wrong with saying whatever or doing whatever it was in the first place, you bringing it to their attention is not going to do anything. People don't apologize or are not sincere if they don't feel like they've done anything wrong. So that is a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Yes, you can voice your opinion, you can say what's on your mind, but if you know deep in your heart that's not going to cause that person to change the way they treat you, save your words. Don't say anything. Save your words. But just know who you're dealing with. You just know. You don't hate. You don't talk shit. You don't get angry. You don't do any of that. You just know for a fact that that person that caused you some type of emotional unrest, for whatever the reason is, big or small, it is your feeling, your battle that was caused by another individual. Just know that these people are capable of hurting you in some way or shape or form again. Just know. And if you choose to continue to deal with them in your future, at least you know. And now you're operating in the spirit of yourself. You're guarding your heart. Oh, well, she said this to me before. I'm not worried if she says it again. I know everybody has their personal storms. I'm not going to take it personal. That's really how you have to deal with it. Because believing or feeling that whoever caused you some type of emotional unrest, that they know that that caused you some type of emotional unrest, and that they're going to change their ways, you will be suffering for the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you'll say, why? Why would this person do this to me? Why would this person say this to me? Why would this person steal from me? Why would this person put their hands on me? Why would this person say so many hurtful things? And why would this person not participate in this when they know, this meant a great deal to me? Now you know. You have to accept that that person is capable of hurting you or causing you some type of emotional unrest again. It is your responsibility to know this. So, unfortunately it took me 40 years to understand this point, but let me tell you, when I finally realized what that meant, accepting people for who they are, what they are in your life, and guarding your heart. They can maybe cause you to be emotionally unrested for maybe 30 minutes. That's the initial shock of what they said or did. Like, I can't believe this this really do this. That's the initial shock. That's like a 30-minute thing. And that's all it's supposed to last for, is about 30 minutes. Then you need to get out of your feelings, because we are always where we were born in our feelings. It's natural. It's nothing bad. It's a beautiful thing. When you go outside, you love to feel the warmth of the sun. The sun rays give you hope and ambition to do better. So feelings are natural. They're beautiful. They're there for the right purpose. But then you get, some people who are just the way they are. They're in their ways. You can't change it. Nobody can change it. Those are the people you just have to accept. Accept for who they are. Love them for who they are. Love them from a distance if it's just too much from you. You can still love them. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to be in their presence 24 hours a day, but you can still love them. Love them from a distance. Still love. Don't have no animosity. Just know who it is you're dealing with. So that's what I learned in my journey. And I'm so grateful that I learned that, because going through life believing that people will do and say things to you on purpose just to hurt you, just because you are you, is not accurate. Now, there are some people who are just vindictive and they don't like you, and then they show their colors. But those people are very obvious. They stick out like a sore thumb. You look ridiculous doing what you're doing. You look like you're really trying to get attention doing all this. But there are those that think it's, just keeping it real, or just, oh, I'm just giving you my opinion, and that's fine. Don't get mad at them because they want to keep it real or give you their opinion. That's fine. But you really need to brush it off. Opinion is opinion. Opinion don't pay rent. Opinion doesn't pay the bills. Don't put groceries on in your refrigerator. Don't put gas in your car. Sure to hell don't pay your insurance for your vehicle, healthcare insurance for the kids. Opinions don't do nothing. They are words. And 99% of the time, the opinion that somebody has about you is exactly how they see themselves or how they feel inside. And they are spewing out what they feel about themselves. You can have an opinion on somebody, but if you don't know them, what is your opinion based off of? How you feel about that person? And if that's the case, why do you feel that way? What's going on in your life? Brush it off. Don't feel remorse. Don't feel guilty because you were hurt by what somebody says and now you don't view them the same. That's exactly what your intuition, your body, your emotions are supposed to do. You are supposed to look at who and what you are doing, who you're around, what they're saying, everything you take in. You're supposed to know this. You're supposed to be weary. So it's okay. It's okay to take notice of your feelings that's caused by somebody else. And it is very important, it's necessary that you take that to heart. If this person caused you any type of inconvenience the first time, take a mental note of it and steer clear. If it's something that's not that big and you feel that you can work it out and you can talk, then you go to that person, you talk it out. And that's beautiful. That's relationships, that's communication, it's beautiful. But if you know that this person doesn't have any intentions of being friends, they're just